Hi! Today I'm gonna show you how to make beef ribs on the Weber Kettle for beginners. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to set up the Weber Kettle, then how to trim the ribs, how to spice them and how to smoke them. So stay tuned and let's get to it. So let's start with setting up the grill, because while it gets to temp we can take care of the ribs. So I totally recommend to go with the snake method. As you can see, I have two rows with two lines each one, and then I have some hickory chunks on top, as well as hickory chips all along the way. And to get it going, just pour 9 hot briquettes at the beginning of the snake, close your grill and keep both the upper vent and lower vent fully open. Today I am going to cook at 120 degrees Celsius, and I like this temp because even though it is low and it takes more time, it allows the ribs to render the fat properly. So what I'm going to do is that when the grill starts to reach that temperature, let's say 110 or 115 degrees Celsius, then I am going to close the lower vent to the smoking position, and the upper vent I'm gonna close it halfway through. And I'm planning to adjust the upper vent as necessary so that the temperature stays around that number. So when it comes to the trimming, I have here 1.3 kilograms beef ribs with very good marbling. In general, all the beef ribs have good marbling. So the way you want to start is that in the upper part, you're going to see that there is a thick layer of fat. So put your knife underneath it and try to slice it and remove as much as you can carefully. And if you're wondering why we're removing this, it's not because of the fat, because in the end it will render. But there is gray tissue and you want to remove as much as possible, because otherwise that's gonna become very chewy and it's not going to allow the smoke to penetrate properly. Take your time while you are doing it, because this is an expensive cut of meat, so you wanna be sure you don't cut too much meat out of it. And then underneath there is the membrane, which I am not going to remove. If you remove it, there is high probabilities that the meat will fall off the bone while you are cooking it. In the end, this is how my ribs look like. And now I am going to apply olive oil just as a binder. You can use anything else you like mustard for example. And then I'm gonna give it a good rub with kosher salt and black pepper. I like to use 50% and 50% each one. And make sure you cover the edges, because those are gonna be very delicious. And then in the end, this is how it looks like. And there is no need to do it underneath, because in my experience, the membrane at one point will not allow for the salt and pepper to stick, and it's just gonna fall while you're cooking it, so in the end it's just a waste. And now that we have reached the desired temperature, let's put the ribs here to the grill. And as you can see, I'm putting them meat side up, because this is my presentation side and this is the bark I want to create. And also do yourself a favor and put a tray underneath so that it collects all the fat that is gonna come from these ribs. Trust me, it's gonna save you a lot of time from cleaning in the future. But for the time being, this is how it looks like, so we're just gonna let it run. So we are 2 hours and a half into this cook and the ribs are looking amazing. So at this point what I'm going to do is that I'm going to rotate them so that I make sure they cook evenly. And you can see there is already a little bit of pull on the bones. And then I'm going to spritz them. This is just a mixture of water and apple cider vinegar. I like to do it 50 and 50%. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I don't want the upper part to get dry. So for the time being, this is the process I'm going to repeat. I'm going to do exactly the same every hour and a half. 5 hours and a half into this cook. Let's see how does it look like. Wow, it looks very good. It looks like the fat is rendering very nicely, and you can see there is pull from this side and also from this side. So the first thing I want to do is that, again, I'm going to rotate it so it continues to cook more evenly. And the second step is that I'm going to insert my meat probe right here so that I can measure now the internal temperature, because I want to know when these ribs are ready. But for the time being, we're just gonna let it run. So we are 8 hours into this cook and I think these ribs are done. They are actually looking very good. There is pull from each side. So the thermometer is reading 93 degrees Celsius. It's time to check. Let's see. and this is reading 92 degrees Celsius. That's enough for me. There is no resistance at all when I am probing it. How about this side? It's just like butter. So I'm gonna call these ribs done. I'm gonna remove them from the grill. I'm gonna let them rest half hour to 1 hour, and then I'll show you how does it look like. So ribs have rested for an hour and they are looking amazing. I cannot wait any longer, so it's time to cut them. And look at that, it just looks amazing. It has a very nice smoke ring, and as you can see, it's extremely juicy. And the way you eat these ribs, you take one of these and just bite. Cheers. It tastes phenomenal, you're gonna love it. Hey, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you tried the recipe, write in the comments below how did it go for you. I'll see you the next time. Bye.